This is Henos the Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. We keeping a foot on the what on the next. We keeping a foot on the what on the next. Errol the True Spence and Canelo Alvarez. This is funny, man, because Henos the Sport sees this as simple as this. Henos the Sport has been saying this. Errol the True Spence is going to park Canelo Alvarez. Yes, I fucking said it, and I fucking meant it, and I will say it again. Errol the True Spence can beat up Canelo Alvarez because this is a law of attrition type of fight. Canelo Alvarez gets stamina fucked up from 7 rounds and up. He has stamina issues. Errol the True Spence is a locomotive, man. He's a tactical aggression, technical punch placement, and body snatching work. The levying onslaught of the punishment style artist. Notice he's never ducked that free smoke. He's always called out Canelo Alvarez. It's because Errol the True Spence knows Floyd Mayweather, who don't have the same power that I have. But he's Floyd Mayweather nevertheless. He's TBE. He embarrassed your ass. I know that I could do exactly that because I had a super chest match sparring session with TBE. Your ass couldn't do what I did in that sparring session against TBE in a real fucking fight. You got embarrassed. So I know you can't fucking see me. That's where Errol the True Spence is coming from, dog. Remember, Errol the True Spence was goated by Floyd Money Mayweather. The bottom line is this. It was a passing of the torch. It was basically a passing of the guard. It was basically, hey, listen, man. I'm putting this shit on you now. And you gonna take over this shit. And you know how we know this? Freddie Roach said they call him the truth because what? There's no lies in his damn fist. So it's not clout chasing that Errol the True Spence is doing, because Errol the True Spence, last time I checked, is the real cash cow in boxing. So he's doing Canelo Alvarez a fucking favor because Canelo Alvarez doesn't want any real fucking smoke. And the bottom line is, it's not Errol the True Spence bumped his fucking head like the reject Robins of the world want to tell you. It's the bottom line is Errol the True Spence is Mr. Tactical Aggression, technical punching placement, and body snatching work, the levying onslaught of the punishment style artist. This guy's a comprehensive package. He's a complete fighter. And it takes complete fighters to beat Canelo Alvarez, because I'm not going to front. He's a very, very good fighter. He's not great, but he's very, very good nevertheless. But we know his issues. He doesn't move his fucking head. His stamina is shit in the second half of the fucking fight. Canelo Alvarez is the type of fighter that is flat-footed. I've said this before. And all Spence got to do is expose this shit. And Canelo Alvarez doesn't have the best boxing skills. He fucking doesn't. He has moments where he shows you flashes of him being able to box. But because his stamina is shit, his boxing pedigree gets exposed. People go through the fucking guard. We saw a sparring session with Oscar Valdez where Oscar Valdez was tagging his ass up. In the fight hype video, they were making it seem like Canelo Alvarez was evading the punches, and I saw him getting tagged the fuck up. Every 3 punches, a punch was landing on his fucking face. So what defense was he showcasing in that shit? If that's defense, then shit, I wouldn't want to have fucking defense like that. That wasn't slick. Now, if that's Canelo Alvarez, Mexican iteration or variation of slick, then it is what it is. But that wasn't slick. Spence can expose Canelo Alvarez's stamina issues. Spence can take Canelo Alvarez to deep waters. This is what Floyd Mayweather did. And Floyd Mayweather's not the strongest boxer. But that punch to the solar plex, that shit slowed Canelo Alvarez down. Canelo Alvarez weighed 175 pounds that fight night. Floyd barely weighed 150. And he slowed down Canelo Alvarez. Spence is stronger than Floyd. Spence has a more stronger foundation than Floyd. He has a more solid base than Floyd. So when he hits Canelo Alvarez with his punching resistance, Canelo Alvarez is going to feel that shit more. Because Floyd has that stinging power. And it was evident because the way that he was punching Canelo wasn't trying to come after him. It's kind of like Andre Ward. They have that stinging power. It's that power that makes you respect them in the square circle. But Errol the True Spence has that world breaker power. What I said was so deep and profound. Let me let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me? Hear me? Fucking well. Errol the True Spence has that world breaker power. That's that power that makes you bend the proverbial fucking knee. And I already done told you guys, a motherfucking boxer has a grade 9 chin because he hasn't met the punching resistance to check that grade 9 chin. And when he meets that punching resistance that can check that grade 9 chin, he will fucking fall. What fighter in the game explores the body better than Errol the True Spence? The reason why Canelo Alvarez is the second body snatcher 2.0 is because he does it in spots. He does it in moments. He does it in phases. He tries to showboat his body shot ability. And he has a great body work, but he doesn't commit. Spence commits relentlessly to the body. Spence breaks your fucking ass down from the body. And I already know what the game plan is against Canelo Alvarez. Spence will body his fucking ass up. He will body him up more than anybody else. He will bust those fucking guts up more than anybody else. That will be the game plan to the T. Because that will systematically slow Canelo Alvarez down. This is boxing 101 fundamentals. Off, onto the body, onto the body, onto the body, off with the fucking head. Let me say it again. Onto the body, onto the body, onto the body, off with the fucking head. This would be the game plan. Spence would be slick on the back foot. This would be the fight where he would be boxing on his toes because he can do that shit. Motherfuckers don't understand that. He did that shit in the Mikey Garcia fight. So he will re-implement that because Canelo Alvarez does have devastating power. And unless you're just a Rudy Pool and a Plum Plum Brain, a classic Dodo and a troglodyte, and an ultra fanboy with the ultra fanboy rhetoric, you wouldn't understand and you wouldn't denote the power that Canelo Alvarez has, and you wouldn't give him credibility for it. But he has power. And if Canelo Alvarez touches Errol the True Spence with that power, he can actually affect him. Because Canelo does have fucking power. So Spence will be boxing on his toes, being very fucking careful to not touch anything. Basically, it will be punches that will fucking graze him. But he will make sure he's doing the damage on Canelo Alvarez. That's the blueprint on how you beat Canelo Alvarez. All Spence got to do is follow the Floyd Mayweather blueprint, but do it in a more bulldozing fashion. Let me say it again. All Errol the True Spence got to do is follow the Floyd Mayweather's blueprint, but do it in a more bulldozing fashion. And to a certain degree, he could steal from Errol Spence. Because Errol Spence was boxing Canelo Alvarez's ears off for 11 rounds. That's why Canelo Alvarez doesn't want to fight elite black fighters. Because of the fact that they can box on their fucking toes. They're slick. They're athletic. They're explosive. And they bring that dynamic of stamina that will mess the shit out of Canelo Alvarez's stamina issues. Hence, i.e. clean glutarol, or i.e. that dirty Mexican meat. However the fuck you want to call it. It is what it is. The bottom line is this. When Canelo Alvarez fights Errol the True Spence is going to embarrass him. But it's going to be even worse than what Floyd Mayweather did because Spence's punching resistance is that much more devastating. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat brutality fashion. I keep the foot on the what? On the next. I keep the foot on the what? On the next. This is Hino's the Sport. Checking out.